Understand? What are you talking about? What trick?
We're live now. I see it.
We? No.
No, we're not. We're not live. Hey, I'll start this show when fucking Greg shows up. Hey, John Ostains is here. What's up, my old friend? How you doing, man? We don't see you enough, dude. We do not see you enough. I hope you're doing okay.
Yeah.
This is after Evil Dead. This is one of your favorite hokey horror films. Absolutely. And you know, a lot of people think that this film is corny. In fact, Nadia went in thinking it was going to be kind of corny, but she's like, this movie's dark as fuck. And I went, yes, it is. It's very fucking dark. And what's amazing is my girlfriend, who hates horror, loved this movie.
I wish my husband had watched it with me because I think he would enjoy it because he likes fantasy. So it mixes both very well together.
Hey, don't look, guys, but Greg's in here with us, so we can stop talking about him.
I know we're live.
Greg. Man, Gerry was fucking mad.
I was dissing you so bad.
I believe it.
Just watch the beginning of the stream.
I said the guy loses some weight and puts on some muscle, and all of a sudden it just goes to his head, and he thinks he's the end all of everything.
Gerry, I know you're jealous, but I told you I don't go that way. I don't go that way. All right.
You don't swing that way, right?
I don't swing that way. I'm sorry.
Like I said to Andre, yeah, man, I don't swing that way. But if I did,
welcome to Fright Night. For real.
Yes, 80s Fright, and I am feeling right. It's 80s Fright, oh what a night with FanZcene and Nadia too.
This is gonna be trouble on the first
Pop Culture Minefield bringing it to you. Do you love horror? Well, we do too. We're gonna talk about the best the 80s gave to you. Yes, 80s Fright, and I am feeling right. It's 80s Fright, oh what a night, oh what a night.
Yeah.
and that's one of my favorite films. If I never told you.
Wait, before we begin.
Whoa. Nadia, thank you very much. You didn't have to do that. Nadia has gifted 5 Pop Culture Minefield membership. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but she gifted it to a bunch of assholes we don't like.
Well, I gifted it to myself too. I got it as well.
You're included, young lady. Now we love all the people who give.
What's the
That's
bet
really nice.
today? How long you think?
Well, since we did go a little longer than we did last time, so we said 15 minutes last time, so we'll say 25 minutes this time.
You think 25? Okay.
Oh, yeah. You don't think we're going to talk about this movie, huh, Greg? Huh?
I actually think he's excited about this movie, so I'm gonna go a little higher. I'm gonna say 35 minutes.
Yeah,
you're gonna talk right. For a minimum of an hour about this film.
We'll see. Hold on, let me get my.
Yeah, we will see. It's so good to see you guys again. I'm sorry we missed last month because fuck, what happened? I don't even remember what happened.
Stuff and things.
I think
your roommate. I think that's what it was.
Yes,
that's what it was. The ER. Yes. Oh, concerning night. But who all was gifted here? Let's see. You gifted Yolanda Gaines, Grand Admiral Adam, Janet from Another Planet. I love Janet. She's awesome. I always say, damn it, Janet from Another Planet. Let's see. Who else did you gift?
I didn't get one.
Oh, Lost for Words. Yep, I see it. That's fantastic, Nadia. Thanks for doing that.
No problem. I feel like gifting more because I became monetized, so I feel like paying it forward.
Thanks for showing us up, Nadia. Some of us don't have money.
I get it. All right.
I'm just kidding. I'll just mess with you.
I also don't have. I don't have children to spend that money. I spend it on myself and my dogs.
No children suckling at that teat, I guess.
Not yet.
By the way, I'd be afraid of you having children. You might try to reduce them down to a cup of fat so you can learn to fly.
You know, this movie reminds me of.
Yeah, I wanted to point out. It's hard to believe that it was December of 2022 when we lost Julian Sands to his terrible hobby of building IEDs, and thankfully nobody else was harmed in the. Nobody's going to call me on that joke. Nobody.
I didn't get the joke completely because you were roboting badly.
Oh, did I rowboat again? Sorry about that. I didn't mean to go rowboating. No, I said it's tragic that we lost him in December of 2022 to his hobby of building IEDs. Thankfully, nobody else was harmed in the explosion.
What?
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, FanZcene is no way affiliated with Gerry of.
I take back my membership.
Disavowed.
This movie kind of reminds me of The Witches. To me, The Witches terrified me as a kid, and it has almost the same kind of horror campy feel to it a little bit.
Yeah,
there is a tad bit of camp to it, but it's really dark, and it's a romantic comedy horror film because slowly he falls in love with what's her name? Beastmaster's sister, Singer, Lori Singer. A lot of people don't know that.
I didn't know that.
The sister of Mark Singer, yes. And she suffered from an eating disorder, which is why she's so thin. Yeah, Anima's saying cancel that guy. Clearly, she's talking about you, Greg, not me. But no, we lost him in 2022.
My first cancellation.
Yes, you got it. You win. So we lost him in 2022 when he, for some reason,
hiking, right?
With a storm coming in, went up into those mountains. It's a big no-no.
Yeah,
and it's sad.
He was like, they searched for him
until after the thaw. Yeah, they found him eventually after the thaw.
Somebody's typing furiously.
That's Nadia. She types very angry.
she's having a Twitter fight.
My favorite is when she ends. She goes really emphatic on sometimes the last one, and I'm like, that was an exclamation point, wasn't it? Cheers to you, Ghost in the Crate. And by the way, thank you, John Osteen. Yeah, we do KGRA Dark Matters Radio Mondays at 4 o'clock Pacific time, or as my stepdaughter would say, specific time, and which is 6 o'clock Central Time or 7 o'clock Eastern. And that's a fun show, but boy, I got to be on my toes because we're talking about serious shit on there. Well, they're talking about serious shit. I'm there for the comic relief. I say fucked up shit to Don or to Mark or to our guests.
I never would have imagined.
I'll never understand the casting of this film, so we have the likes of Sands and Grant, but it would be perfect if we got a blonde chick from. If we got the blonde chick from, oh yeah, somebody said that. Yeah, I get what you're saying. The casting director was, what will make the casting perfect? Let's get the chick from Footloose.
Now I gotta cut loose.
And you know, it's a classic 80s movie. The way it was cast, the way it was shot, everything.
Yeah.
And even with the humor in it.
Are there sequels to this?
Yes, two of them.
Yes.
What?
The third one sucks, but
I've never seen any of them. I've only seen the original. I'm kind of like that though, Nadia. When it comes to certain films, I tend to feel like that this film had a great ending. You didn't need to make any more.
Yeah, the second one's not bad. It's fun. It gets much more in the realm of campiness. The third one just falls apart horribly.
Sad. It's sad when they do that because I feel like it cheapens the original film a little bit. I don't think it destroys it or anything because, like me, just watch that one movie. You still got it. Everybody's like, it ruined the film. No, it didn't. Didn't ruin it. I still enjoy it. How often do you have this show on Thursdays, Gerry? Well, Joe, it is once a month because, we got onto the cycle with Nadia's period, and we thought that it was the best time.
God.
This is why I make these streams members only afterwards.
That's why I didn't even stream
Nadia.
it to my channel. Nope, I'm not doing it.
Oh, you were going to. You're not now because I made that joke. Okay, I'm sorry.
I need to do a banner with that text.
Yeah, Pop Culture Minefield does not support Gerry Cassell's opinion. Right. Okay. Awesome one is here. Good gruff. We got a lot of good people here. It's 26 people watching right now. I would say probably 2/3 is on Twitter and about 1/3 is on YouTube. Am I correct on that one, Martin?
Oh.
Or is it 50-50 again?
No.
Team Alma Studios, what's up?
9 on X, 9 on PCM and YouTube, and 8 on
Why do I keep thinking you're saying
FanZcene's YouTube.
bestiality for some reason?
What? I missed that, Nadia. What'd you say?
Nothing.
Oh,
You shit on me a little bit? No, that's perfect because I'm right
I
underneath
love these
you.
streams. I love these streams because they go up the rails
That's definitely members only for you.
Thanks for ruining my late. Well, everybody who knows me knows that I'm a smartass and I'm just always saying fucked up shit. It's what I do.
Yeah, I know.
It's my thing.
That's why it stopped
We've
me.
got some. John Ostains is wonderful. He's a big supporter of this channel, and I haven't seen you in a while, buddy. It's so good to see you. And yes, I would love to see you on the Rumble or YouTube chat because we are the only time they pull us off is when Don, Mark, and I get political and they stop the show on YouTube immediately so we don't get in trouble. Sauron Baggins is here too. Look at that.
Sauron Baggins. I like that name.
Yeah, I do too. I think my favorite name is actually belongs to this young
Holy
lady.
shit, she's in
Horror.
the chat.
Yeah, Horror with Nads is here.
Or with Nads. Big old gold Nads.
I like that.
Oh.
That's your nickname. And I love that.
That was my set nickname when I would work on set.
Wolfman's got nads.
Yeah.
Wolfman.
Oh my! I just introduced Anima to that movie this weekend or this week.
Oh, that's
She
great.
watched. And you know what she said? And it's really funny. Tell me how you guys feel about this because I agree with her that the werewolf only works when he's in shadow or silhouette. The minute you show his face, it's not so good.
No, I think it's great. I like seeing him in the light, like when the
It looks like a rat or something. And Anima said that.
Well, they had to with. Go ahead, Dad. I didn't.
No, I got nothing.
I was gonna say, well, when they were putting together the monsters, they had to be different than the Universal monsters, so they didn't get sued.
They had to move away from. But I felt like they went in the wrong.
They had to
direction.
look similar. They had to look similar, but not too similar because they didn't want to get sued.
They made his head so big and his body even bigger. I
would-
felt like they could have done a wolf man and still had him look better than
I think
that.
it's a good Wolfman.
Especially
I will tell you
with the
though.
company making him.
What's up, a real popcorn geek?
Hey, real popcorn geek is here.
I will
What's
tell
up,
you
buddy?
my greatest things I've done on YouTube is what's up, Rick Johnson as well. That's from my channel, and so was
Hey, Rick.
I'm sorry, everybody coming over from Greg's channel.
And so was where was that Team Almay Studios, who says he's just over here juicing steroids and trying to get yoked. This is from my channel. But anyways, one of my greatest things I have achieved on YouTube, and I never got on film, was we had Andre Gower on the channel, on the Physical Media Show on my channel, from Monster Squad. He's Sean from Monster Squad, right?
Mhm.
After the stream was over, we were all talking backstage, and before he left, I've told the story a bunch of times, so people from my channel is probably sick of it. But after after we were done and before he left, he's like, and I just want you all to know, I'm sure you guys know it now, but you're in the goddamn club. And he just left. He mic dropped and left. And I was like, oh my God, I wish I would have had that on video and telling me we were in the club. Just like,
oh,
yeah. So I was like, why didn't I have that on camera? But it was cool. That was a great moment. He was awesome to talk to. He's a good guy.
oh, you bet we do.
Lady
Greg and I go back, man. We've been friends for a while since we really kind of started doing this. And we did a few things together, and then this long period of time went by, and I'm like, we got to do something together again because I really like hanging out with you. Hey, my buddy Jason Knight from here in Missouri is on. Wolfman was supposedly made to look like FX artist Stan Winston because he was so fucking buff. Okay. I just felt it was the weakest costume. The best makeup in that film was the creature from the Black Lagoon, their version of it. Or Gillman, or swamp creature, whatever you want to call it. I loved him, and I loved the way they did Noonan's makeup. I really did, as the Frankenstein monster. And we'll talk about it. We'll do that. I think maybe the next one we should do that film. What do you think? Would you guys like to talk about that? Nadia, do you know the film?
What film?
Shut up. Stop typing, man. Pay attention to what we're doing. No, it's like
I've basically been snacking the whole time and like dazing off.
What are you, braggers?
Talking about?
Jesus. No, the movie Monster Squad. 1985. Written by Matt Decker and Shane Black.
I haven't started the timer, just to let you know, Greg.
Okay.
So I saw a werewolf with a Chinese menu in his hand walking through the streets of yeah, Tim. I'm a fan of
London.
Werewolves of London. That's goddamn right. Great fucking song. Big fan of Zevon's, man. I loved Warren Zevon. So again, we got another rest in peace to Julian Sands. This is why we're doing the film, because I thought it's been 2 years. We need to talk about something he did that I think added to the lexicon of horror. And even though this isn't really a scary movie, it's dark as shit. And it's got some really dark fucking moments in this movie. And even Anima enjoyed this movie, said, "Oh my God, that's so dark." It reduced the child in the movie. He's talking to this kid, and he's thinking, "Oh, this is gonna be neat." Oh wait, what's going on here? And he reduces that kid down to a cup of fat so he can fly. But yeah, Lady V, he's been a friend of mine for a long time. Well, he's a friend of mine. I'm a friend of his. I think there are times that he just sort of like, Jesus Christ, why do I talk to this guy?
And I'm for some fucking reason. I have no idea. Gary's like, come talk about a movie. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll come for a week. Talk about a movie. And then I was just permanently added. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, but you're doing great. Though.
Rest in peace, Gary.
You got a great channel going.
I think I'm going to go out on.
Well, see how I met you is on Zach's, because I'm good friends with Zach's, and so he'll have me on every once in a while. He'd probably like to have me on more, but it's so hard for me to get on shows because I'm worn out from. Well, I do so many shows a week, and it just wears me out. I'm trying to keep my art career going, which is a struggle sometimes. I wish you would stop giving my statements in retarded English. She hates it when I do a German accent. Where are your papers? I think that what made this movie such a cult classic is how it was a time travel film. It is a time travel film, even though time travel isn't the heart of the story. It is part of it, and I do like that too.
It's a love story,
and it's a love story, a tragic love story, because it can't the love can't be requited
Yes.
because he has to die at the end. The movie's called Warlock. However, the title character refers to himself as a witch. Yeah, because that discussion he has with the kid, no, there aren't boy witches. Sure there are. They're called warlocks. Boiled, unbaptized baby fat. That's right. Yeah, puts the lotion on the skin or it gets the hose again. That's right. Let's see, speak like Arnold. Yeah. What's really funny, she couldn't stand Arnold before we started seeing each other. And now she likes Arnold Schwarzenegger. Because over in Austria, they consider him kind of a farm boy. You know, with that rural accent, as they call it, rural. That's that weird. I hate the word rural. Yeah, he talks like a country bumpkin over there. It's like, do you know the story that he was offered a chance, or he asked for the chance to dub his own movies in German, and they were like, "No, that's all right. We have somebody." Because they hate his accent so much over there.
Yeah.
TNT's Monster Vision, yes, with Billy Bob.
Yeah, Joe Bob.
Joe Bob. Billy Bob. Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Where's your horror card? Give it here.
I don't know, man. Take it back.
Bob of another time. It's okay. It's all right.
The first time I saw this on VHS.
Wow.
Yeah.
I saw it in the theater.
Thank you.
I saw it in the theater and then rented it and watched it several more times.
Gerry's really old.
Yeah, somebody on Twitter was like, show a movie that shows your age, and I showed John Wayne in True Grit. That was my first movie in the theater. Yeah, I'm that old.
All right.
The movie is it the movie time?
22 minutes.
All right.
Well, we go 15 minutes of intro, talking about stuff. And this is referred to as a supernatural horror film. It's directed by Stephen Miner, but written by David Twohy. Julian Sands was brought into this, and I'm always curious, how he got into it. So I'm going to go ahead and read the production notes here. So screenwriter David Twohy first conceived the story as a reversal of what the film ultimately did become. Quote, I spent, if not wasted, a good 6 to 8 weeks trying to make the Warlock somebody who was persecuted during the witch craze of the 17th century and came forward to this time and experienced much of the same persecution here for other reasons, end quote. He commented in Cinefantastique magazine, which is a great magazine. Mm-hmm. By the way, Mike used to work for Cinefantastique magazine. So before he passed away, that was one of the things we talked about because I used to read his interviews and articles there. Twohy revised and refined the story, but he had compromised some of his ideas due to the limitations of the budget, which was everything. This looked like it was going to be a low-budget film, no matter what. Because the film begins in the colonial United States, technically it's before colonial. Director Steve, it's not colonial. Colonial's later. Director Steve Miner insisted that the leads needed to be portrayed by British actors. Quote, they'd been off the boat for maybe 5 years, 10 years at most, and they're English. Later, he said that producer Arnold Copleston suggested that Julian Sands should play the Warlock, but it was director Miner who decided to cast Sands against type as the evil Warlock instead of good-hearted because if you never followed his career, he tended to play romantic interests in English films.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys knew that. That's what he did before he did this fucking movie. And this changed things for him. And then the movie he did after this one I really liked was Boxing Helena, which is a bizarro nightmare movie. Have you guys seen that one? Boxing Helena?
No, I have not seen that one.
In it, he has taken the legs off a woman and keeps her prisoner in his house so she can never cheat on him or leave him.
Oh, sounds like my type of woman.
Yeah, it's a dark film, Greg, and that was
the same thing.
and that was a really dark thing to say. So, like my joke about making bombs is nothing compared to that.
What kind of bums are we talking about? Like bottom bums?
Bombs
or top bums?
Oh, Jesus Christ. So Sands had been offered many roles in horror movies and initially wasn't interested. Quote, when I first got the script, it sat around for a while because I didn't think it was my kind of thing. Sands remarked on this in 1991 interview, and then he continued, when I read it, I saw it was a black comedy rather than a slasher type film and was very happy at the prospect at working with Steve Miner. Now, with Sands committed to star in the film, Miner's idea of casting Withnail and I starred Richard E. Grant as the Warlock could have fallen through, but he decided instead to audition him anyway. It was so impressed with Grant was given the role of Redfern, the witch hunter general, which is, as I recall, that's what he is, right? He's a witch hunter general. Mm-hmm. Now, do you guys know why they have the toes locked?
No, but you're a student of history, so explain.
As my understanding goes, locking the toes prevents them from flying.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I think I have heard that before, to be honest with you. Yeah.
So
I still could fix him.
Problems arose. Yeah, you would know, Nadia. Problems are not a joke back, Nadia? Nothing? Okay. Problems arose with that. With actress Lori Singer, that's Mark Singer's little sister, who was reportedly difficult, causing particular difficulty for the makeup man Carl Fullerton. An elaborate series of makeups to progressively age Singer had been designed, tested, and approved. However, on the day of her transformation into 40-year-old Singer, she refused to wear any prosthetics, forcing the makeup men to resort to stippling. And you know what's going on here is to put that thin layer of makeup that as it dries, it wrinkles.
Right.
Latex, yeah.
Yep. And Singer refused to wear any prosthetics. And for her 60-year-old incarnation, she finally agreed to wear prosthetics on her cheeks and chin, but refused to put them or let them put appliances on her nose or around her eyes. So, and that was the biggest complaint Anima had.
It was like the makeup on her.
Yeah, her makeup was really bad, and it's her fault. So the bulk of the movie was shot on location around the United States. The opening 17th century sequence was filmed at Plymouth Plantation, a living history museum in Massachusetts, and later scenes were shot in the Boston area. Parts of the film were also shot at the Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah, which I spotted that. The minute I saw her buried at the end, I'm like, that's Bonneville Salt Flats. So the farmhouse with the iconic red barn is in George Washington Faulkner's house, which, by the way, where I grew up in Illinois for the first 8 years of my life, between that and Phoenix, because it was constantly back and forth, we had those red barns with the, what do they call them? Not curses. What's the word I'm looking for from the ancient witch term? They have the big symbols on the barns.
Spell?
Hex.
Hex.
Hex. They have the hex graphics on the barns. Still, when I was a kid in Illinois, rural, Reggie. Because of the logistics of the special effects involved, however, a graveyard was erected.
What?
That just sounds.
You said.
Yeah, I know it sounds really. It sounds perverse, man. That graveyard, man, was fully erect. On a soundstage in Los Angeles for the climactic battle, which I got to tell you, I kind of like that backdrop painting of the city and the river. I thought it was well done. Yes. It was obviously a soundstage, but I didn't mind. I liked it. So that's that part. The post-production optical effects was to have been supplied by DreamQuest Images, but they were replaced by Perpetual Motion for budgetary reasons. You know DreamQuest is Ghostbusters and all that shit, right?
Yeah. I could tell you are into this one because you're giving us a full rundown of the movie. Like the last couple movies we had, you're just like, yeah, this movie happened here.
Yeah, it's like a lot less information.
I can tell you're into this one. And this is a great movie, though.
I like this movie a lot.
This is a fun movie.
Yeah, the post-production optical effects were done by were to be done by DreamQuest, but for budgetary reasons, they ended up with Perpetual Motion Effects Company. The Warlock possesses the ability to conjure bolts of ectoplasm, which he hurls at unsuspecting foes. But this proved problematic and had to be toned down since it was fucking expensive to do. No one from Perpetual Motion was available to supervise on-set stuff, so the crew had to shoot background plates and plot the effects on their own and hope that the effects team had the proper materials to get it to work with the film itself. And I think they did a fairly good job.
Yeah. I mean,
and I also suspect there was some guerrilla filmmaking done in this film too.
Oh, I'm sure, but like with these type of movies back in the day, I'm sure they did, because these were small independent. Well, was this independent? This wasn't independent, was it?
It was kind of, but a studio was back in it. And by the way, I have always said, like, holy shit, they killed the gay guy in a very brutal way by biting his fucking tongue out of his mouth.
Yep.
I was like, this movie's brutal.
It takes no prisoners.
It really did, because this guy, you actually like this guy. You're like, oh man, what's that?
I thought this was going to be some kind of campy movie, and it's pretty dark.
Yeah.
Very much so. And I love this. He's looking at him and he's like, oh, hi. Enchanté.
Oh, hi, Mark.
And Julian Sands is like, I'm British. And a lot of people mean to think that I'm gay because I'm British. But I'm not. The Wizard of Oz, like when the Warlock tells the young boy he is a warlock. Well, yeah, the whole conversation is actually great. And that's why I was like, oh, don't kill that kid. Oh, he did worse than that. He boiled him down to his fat. And I like the gesticulations he does with his hand.
The gesticulations.
And all he wanted, this is how he's evil he is. All he wanted was that guy's ring.
I mean, you got to accessorize, especially if you're an evil warlock, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Masses ensemble. Whoa, what's going on here? It's 2025. He thought he was
going to get lucky, and he was wrong.
Nice freeze frame there.
And Laurie Singer, by the way, is
one of those actors not mine.
Who disappeared. Yeah. And it makes you wonder, was that a prosthetic tongue or a beef tongue? Because you never know with these movies if they use real meat. It's cheaper.
Oh, yeah. It smells.
They use real meat and it stinks. From the gate.
So once again, just to let you know, she is Mark Singer's brother. Or he's her
sister.
Brother.
She's his brother?
He's the sister. He's the brother.
Who's Mark Singer?
I understand genetics, buddy.
Have you never seen The Beastmaster?
No. I love The Beastmaster. We're going to be doing it next month. Yeah, we're going to do it next month.
But it's one of them.
Hey,
it destroyed his career.
Yeah.
Built him a huge fan base, but it destroyed Mark Singer's career.
It's a great movie, though.
Dude, to die that way, the way he died is just horrific. Alone. And then animals hate on him.
It's horrible.
Now, that is a...
Pour one out for Julian, folks. Pour one out for Julian.
Yep.
That's Mary Warnov. I don't know if you guys know this film. There's a little film from 1980 called Eating Raoul.
I've heard of that one.
And she plays Mary.
Somebody recommended that to me recently.
I love that movie, Nadia. And if you like campy, dark comedy, that's your one, man. It's also the film that introduced the world to Beltran, the guy who would go on to play Chakotay in Star Trek.
You want to watch a dark, campy, hilarious, blood-soaked comedy? Watch Brain Dead, Dead Alive from Peter Jackson.
Love that fucking movie. The lawnmower scene is worth the price of admission.
That's an amazing movie.
Worst part of that movie is the fucking monkey at the beginning, but I still laugh my ass off at it. They did claymation style animation. It was really bad. Yeah, it was considered by Fangoria to be the grossest film ever made.
Which is funny because, like, I've watched it worse.
Absolutely cool, Rick. That's awesome that you got that.
Oh, wait, I got pause.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to a lot of films coming out on 4K, and that's one of them.
That's been rumored for a while, but we don't know yet. But Rick having that Blu-ray is great because it is almost impossible to find. It's outrageously expensive too.
My Nosferatu.
Ellenfield, did you know what I'm talking about? That is a great little movie right there.
My Nosferatu will be here tomorrow.
Oh, I ordered the Steelbook. I'm talking about 2024s.
Yeah,
I know.
We got the extended version. So we've already marked that. Martin and I have already watched it.
I got the standard 4K. I didn't get the Steelbook. I got the regular case. It'll be here tomorrow.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet, right, Greg?
I have not. I have not seen it. And I'm going to watch it tomorrow. Since I have no body on Valentine's Day, I will sit in my house after the kids go to sleep, and I will watch Nosferatu by myself and cry.
Well, just remember,
you can hang out with
in the immortal words of the gentleman who wrote
I'm good.
The Trouble with Tribbles. He confirmed this, that he actually came up with saying this, that self-abuse is the most sincerest kind.
Whoa!
I'm not going to do that.
What you need is a full body pillow of Linnea Quigley.
I don't know what the fuck you just said, Martin. What did he say?
Listen, if you're that lonely, there are these apps. I'm told
there are these apps. Well, not to mention, you've got a lot of porn sites that have free porn.
I got movies. I don't need porn. I'm gonna watch Nosferatu stuff. What do I need porn for? I'm gonna enjoy myself, not make myself feel like I'm down and out. I don't want to get depressed. I'm happy. Don't worry, I'm happy about it. You know. Yeah, my cowboy.
Just don't watch cowboy movies where they're eating pudding. It's not going to end well. I saw South Park. They told us watch out for those. So Mary Warnow is great in this scene. And what's so cool about this is the makeup. She thinks that she's just gonna make some money off these people, not knowing that she's about to channel the fucking devil. Yeah, I know, right? That crystal, exactly.
Look at it.
By the way, that wasn't me typing. I don't know who that was.
That wasn't me. But I've
never seen it. I've never seen it flash or Fred. What is that?
I don't know. I think that's you, Gary.
I would know if I was beating on something.
We were doing really good on the movie there for a while.
Speaking of that, although completed in 1988, it was released in other countries the following year. Warlock fell into release limbo in the United States when New World Pictures suffered financial difficulties, and it was shelved for 2 years. And the film was eventually picked up by Trimark Pictures and given a limited release on January of 1991, which is why I saw it when I was in the Army. The film turned into a modest success for Trimark, grossing $9.09 million, and becoming the company's biggest grosser until Eve's Bayou, which is a really weird movie.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
The basic reception for this got a lot of mixed reviews at the time. It was heavily compared to the Terminator, which I've said it's got elements in it that look like it's right out of Terminator.
Yeah, the scene in which they appear in the future, well, in the present at that moment is very reminiscent.
Yeah, New York Times critic Vincent Canby praised the film as, quote, unexpectedly entertaining, having been concocted with comic imagination, end quote. People wrote it was a modestly entertaining, low-budget fantasy adventure slash distraction. Enough so if you're not in too demanding a mood, end quote. On the flip side, Los Angeles Times critic Michael Wilmington claimed there was, quote, no wit or humanity or even any genuine horror, end quote. And what I want to point out there is, who the fuck is Michael Wilmington? Nobody fucking remembers
Nobody
him. They
cares.
remember this movie.
This
movie has a following.
This has a good cult following, and it is a great movie.
It is a cult film because it absolutely does have a cult following.
Mm-hmm.
It has made so much money after the fact. And I love that. I really do. I love the fact that this movie continued growing with a fan base.
This is like
another great thing is Gerry Goldsmith. Gerry Goldsmith did the score for this film, and it's really good. And it did get a March 2015 release, finally, from Entrada Records, which Entrada, there's a couple of record companies that specialize in releasing old 80s, 70s, and early 90s soundtracks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they make their money.
Yeah.
They're like, what do you call that? The tit peg labels, where they do a quick release and then they give up the rights to it, and they make their money and move on.
Yeah.
Roger Corman sells New World Pictures.
Yeah.
And the company goes the way of the dodo. Yep.
Technically, he sold New World Pictures to start another label because they wouldn't make some of the movies he wanted to make. I mean, even though he was like the head of it, so he just like kind of sold it and he started another. I think it was New Horizons, I believe, came after New World Pictures, where he just started producing his own stuff that they wouldn't let him produce. So.
No, I like that. Roger Corman, I got so many stories about him because he was an inspiration to me growing up. But I will say this, a lot of people think that this movie was based on a book. And I'm like, no, the book was based on the movie. That it's just because it didn't get released in the United States until a year and a half later that everybody goes, oh, is this based on that book? And I'm like, no, it's an adaptation. The book is an adaptation of the movie script.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I've never found a copy of it, but it was published by Avon Books in '89.
But I want to say, like, since I do physical media and everything on my channel and stuff, is like with this movie, one of the reasons, like this, and then you got the sequels, is because the video store era. Like, so, like these movies grew their cult following through the video store and through like being showed on like Monster Vision or Rhonda Shear, and that's how these grew and so much to be so well respected and liked in the world today.
It's interesting. By the way, there's some little bit of information here about the sequel. Yeah, nerd. A sequel was. I'm sorry. So a sequel was made in 1993, titled Warlock: The Armageddon, also again starring Julian Sands. But this time Sands portrayed the same character, but there was no through line from the first film.
Yeah, no, like the sequels have nothing to do with the first movie at all.
Yeah, it was completely its own story, its own film. Same character, different plot line, like an alternate timeline. Quote from Anthony Hickox, the director, he said, "Our film is totally different from the original Warlock." That's it. That's all we get. It's through the original film as if it didn't happen. A second direct-to-video sequel called Warlock 3, The End of Innocence, was released in '99, again with no direct ties to either of the previous films. And Bruce Payne starred in the titular role this time. Julian says, I see this is going to be bad for my career, so I'm going to stop.
Yeah, the third movie sucks. The second one isn't bad. Once again, it's the video store era because a movie like this came out in the 80s and it did have a monochrome success. Excuse me, I'm stuttering. Had some success, and so like, and plus it grew once it came out on VHS. Everything, so like studios in order to do the burgeoning VHS market, home video market, it's like let's make these. And so they made direct-to-video sequels to all these movies. A lot of times the second ones are pretty good, but then once they start going further on the direct-to-video market is when they get really bad. So the second one isn't too bad, but the third one is just absolutely horrid.
Yeah, it's where you start hiring directors from a Rolodex.
Yeah.
So, but I will tell you that this film doesn't look like it made money if you read the budget versus box office. Because the budget for this film was $15 million. That's 1980s $15 million. So that's closer to about $30 million today. Then you look at what it made at the box office, which was only $9.05 million. So it got nowhere close to making its money back, but it did make its money back. And again, and I don't know if you feel this way, guys. I absolutely believe that studios should report to the box office any of the video on demand or video sales.
From like, you mean nowadays or back
in the box office? Well, back then they should have been doing it. I consider it really criminal what they do, because this is how they pulled off that shit Sony did, where they say, "Oh well, Men in Black never made any money." You lying motherfuckers. We know that movie made money, yet no serious residuals have been paid to the cast or crew that were offered percentages. Okay, then that's because Sony keeps saying, "Oh well, it didn't make its money." If it didn't make its money, why do you keep making them?
Yeah, because they lie.
That's right. Yeah, they lied. Absolutely. And I believe that studios should be forced to report that as part of their box office, separate from the main box office, but it should be listed as home. Well, you don't want to do HBO home box office, but that's really what it is. It's what they make off of video sales.
Yeah,
and it just pisses me off that they do that, because I consider that cooking books when they don't have to report it.
Pretty much. We good? Are you on a delay? You on a delay?
Me?
Yeah, because it feels like when we talk, it takes you like a minute or two before it gets to you.
Well, let's see. Greg, how old are you?
21.
See, I go off camera and it works better.
There you go. Yeah.
Welcome to the Muppet Show.
Yes, one more reason that I shouldn't be on camera. Yes, you are correct. There are no boobs in this movie.
Womp womp.
Wah, wah, wah.
That's okay. Not every movie needs boobs. Sometimes you just need a good story.
Who are you and what have you done with Greg?
Yeah,
Hey, I'm not just all boobs, guys. So sometimes, I
We
just like a good movie.
You and I, the posts you share that I like a lot is almost always with the cleavage. By the way, Rick,
what post was that with the cleavage? What are we talking? What post did I share with the cleavage?
Oh, you post pictures of girls all the time. I like them, especially over on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, that's just fun on Facebook. Yeah, I do that.
About all you can do on Facebook that's worth a crap, because I don't trust Meta. I don't trust them at all. So I don't talk about anything overly personal on Facebook.
No, I just do that over there on Facebook because I know a lot of like Jim Wynorski, and I know some like B movie actresses and stuff, and they tend to get a kick out of all that stuff.
Penny.
Hey, good night, Penny.
Good night.
Good night, Penny.
Buenas noches. So Hallowfield's here, Slasher Fred, Christopher Brady, and Eastland Burkholder. Make sure I say hi to those guys. I wish Corman had sold his film library to a boutique label that handled his films with more care. So many of his films not available physical or streaming, and it's sad.
Don't even get me started on that, because he sold his catalog to Shout Factory, and they are the worst.
They are the biggest assholes ever.
They are.
Dude.
They have no idea what to do with him. Like I just mentioned, Jim Wynorski, who is a good, close personal friend of Roger Corman, did a bunch of movies with him. He absolutely cannot stand Shout Factory because they will not put his movies that he made with Corman on Blu-ray because they have no idea how to market them.
That's fucking typical.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm friends with the writer-director of The Lady in White.
Yes.
And normally I have him on annually. We didn't do it this last year because I'm like, he's got to be tired of hanging out with me on Halloween. But he hates Shout Factory.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where you go if you want to get a really good copy of his film. You got to go to Shout Factory's copy.
It's sad. I mean, Shout Factory used to be really, really good, but somewhere along the line, something happened. And a lot of people that started the company, along with their sub label Scream Factory, they left the company, and now they basically work for Arrow. So something happened over there, and it's not the same company it once was.
Yeah, I like, because I'm friends with the owner of Synapse Films. And awesome. I'm very fond of his work. Yeah, we used to argue. It's crazy. We didn't know each other at the time, but we went to the same video store in Champaign, Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, because I was a student at the University of Illinois. And it's like, oh my God, man. He absolutely. Are you fucking with me, Nadia?
That was a legit yawn.
Nadia's just like, why am I here? No.
Yeah, Laurie Singer she never admitted to it. She has never come out and admitted to it, but it was obvious she suffered from either bulimia or anorexia. Yeah, she was unhealthily skinny. And her career it just disappeared. She just disappeared from film and TV. I don't even know if she's acting anymore. Yeah, see, I've always suspected anorexia, Rick, but she's never, to my knowledge, ever come out about it. Yeah, she was like, you could see the knobs of her fucking knees and elbows.
The knobs of her what?
Yeah, it's like she's knobby-kneed and she's knobby-elbowed because she was so skinny.
Nadia's hit that point in the night where she's like, I'm so tired, I'm just going to laugh.
Well, I know why she's laughing, too. She doesn't want me to tell why. Wait, dude melts faces, but has time for a father-son chat.
Well,
just to let you know,
not at this scene. This scene here is actually pretty disturbing, really.
It is the darkest part of this whole movie that he's chatting with this kid. What? And I'm watching this and I'm thinking, oh my God, man, they're trying to humanize, the Warlock. Oh shit, no, they didn't. No, he's eating the child. He has boiled the child's body down to just the fat.
There's often a conversation amongst horrors, like, oh, you can't kill kids in horror movies and stuff like that. And
yeah, right.
My argument is I'm not forcing kids, especially with having kids, seeing kids killed, but it's the way to do it. And Warlock does it right. What I really hate is when they purposely kill him in Christmas movies just for the pure shock value. That's just being mean-spirited. Like with this has a purpose and a reason in the movie.
Very un-Christmassy of them.
Yes, I hate when they do any like, oh, this kid's coming downstairs and he's like 5 years old and he's about to open a gift. Oh no, you're dead. It's like that's just me. That's just pointless. I hate when they do that in movies. But like this or the Blob or like even Frankenstein's the original Frankenstein's a little bit different. But like there's a way to do it where it fits the character, fits the story, and it's not where you're like, oh my god, they just killed a kid, you know.
Lady V says it might have been the soul-sucking Hollywood crew she was hanging with. I wouldn't be surprised because it's usually something that's gets started because of the people you're hanging with. Mm-hmm. I love to own The Haunted Sea, but it's never got a Blu-ray release. Keep pushing for it, man.
Not a shout owns it.
By the way, another film that kills a kid on camera. This one does it off camera. And it's something that Carpenter said he kind of regretted later. But in Assault on Precinct 13,
oh yeah,
they kill the kid, shoot him.
Yeah,
she goes walking over, goes, "Hey, you forgot my sprinkles." And the dude from Escape from New York, the weird Romero guy, fucking just points his Mauser pistol at her and just shoots her right through her ice cream. And she just falls back, and I'm like, "Fuck, dude." And I think that's a Corvair, isn't it? It looks like a 65 Corvair.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you want me to check your fluids?
You eat coyote around here, huh?
Look, old lady.
I love how the conversation of the movie has kind of died out. Nobody knows what to say.
I'm all
By the
for
way,
it. If the story fits, I'm all for unaliving children. If it fits, because look at the I don't know if you've seen it, but the opening close to the Dr. Sleep is a pretty terrifying scene.
Yeah.
Oh, Dr. Sleep?
Yeah. It has that's very crazy.
And you know, with the kinds of films I normally do, a lot of people don't know that I'm a horror aficionado. I love horror. It's one of my favorite genres. And
I would never guess. It's almost like we should do a show where we talk horror movies.
I know. What's up with that? What is up with that? Why don't we ever hang out anymore, Greg?
I don't know. I don't know. You got too clingy.
I hit on you one time and
no, I don't know.
You got really uncomfortable.
Greg is going to be alone on Valentine's Day, Gary.
I told you I don't go that way.
Shot. Shoot your shot.
Don't swing that way, buddy.
I don't go that way.
Nadia's fucking knock it out of the park.
That's why we like Nadia. That's why we like her.
Yeah. She's Nadia with nads. Yeah, Greg's too busy to have sex with women.
How did we get
I knew he was a nerd when he referred to it as sexual congress.
How did we even get on this? Like my love
I don't know. We just shit on each other.
All of a sudden.
It is Valentine's Day coming around. I mean,
yeah. You know what we're doing on Valentine's Day tomorrow? We're doing
I'm doing your mom.
Say anything.
But,
you're doing my mom. Remember that fucking tunnel they say is like was carved out of the earth. Like I know you fucking saw that, Greg, when I posted and I said I can't help it, but this really does look like a mummified vagina on the inside. Even Tom laughed at that. Like, what the fuck, dude? Praise stop the coach. I love that.
I've seen a vagina to know what a vagina looks like.
My God, I wish I'd never seen one. I got so many kids. Oh, Jesus.
Well, anyways, we're talking Warlock from 19.
Talk about petrified vaginas. There's Lori Singer.
Oh, God. Members only stream. Just remember that.
Yeah, members only. Gerry better be on a flight to Austria tonight. I can hardly wait until we get her here. We got to. It's like they keep giving us crap to do, and now I got to re-sign this document to get Anima over here. It's fucking ridiculous. Let's see, rolling on the floor, laughing, the Segs file with Gerry. It's one thing Greg and Nadia have gotten used to. It's how we became friends. I like to joke all the time. I love turning things into jokes.
I was kind
even
of
if I'm the butt of the joke.
Friendship, but I'm here.
Yeah, I was forced into it.
I don't know about the friendship, but I'm here.
Yeah, I got forced. I was just invited, and I thought I was doing a one-off show. Didn't know how to speak.
I told you, Gerry. That's what Gerry told me. He's like, "Do you want to do a show where we talk 80s horror every like once a month?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's do that. It's been a while." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I just met this girl named Nadia on Zach's channel. She said she wanted to join us." I'm like, "Oh yeah, she can join us." And then next thing I
do keep it small. But I so enjoy hanging out with you two that I just don't want, the only person that I kind of invited to join us was Anima because she liked this movie so much. I said, go take a nap and then join us. And she couldn't do it. She's sick today.
Well, I hope she feels better.
I do too, because she's just all sniffly. And I got to tell you, as adorable as her German accent is normally, it really sounds awful when she's stuffed up.
Well, she has to put up with you, so.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. By the way, I love that this guy knows what's going on. The old grandpa, Oompa.
Of course. You got to have that character in a horror movie. He's like the harbinger.
Yeah, I love it when he turns to his son or grandson. He says, basically, shut up and get behind the door. I've got this. Colorado.
John Denver's full of shit.
Another guy who had a terrible death.
Yeah, sadly.
He was flying, I think he was flying the very big one by Very Easy Aviation. And he struck a bird and killed him.
Well, now you brought us down.
Yeah.
Oh, talking about Julian's death isn't down enough.
You've already depressed us with Julian. Now you're depressing us with John Denver.
And talking about Laurie Singer's vagina being mummified. What? None of that. I thought that was pretty dark. There it is. That's what those old barns look like. I love those old barns, man. Painted
on it.
Bright red with the hex on there. Yeah. Love those things, dude. You see them in Pennsylvania Dutch country too.
So are you saying the Amish are warlocks and witches?
I think they do put the hexes up on there to ward off evil. And it was just something I was used to see.
He's drawn to him like a fly to a light. I love these things. He keeps going to them. They're like, it's not working. We can't get rid of this guy. What's going on?
I love that his son and wife are like, what's going on, Oompa? He's been up there.
Man, I forgot how young Richard Grant looked in this movie.
Yeah, this is really kind of an early film for him.
Yeah. Now it's quiet again. What happened? Oh, I hear.
Oh, yes, I like that scene too. Where he salts the whip.
Yeah.
Oh, Lady V loves her whips right there.
Have to get out my cowboy hat, and my whip.
And I got to tell you something. I've had the Amish, the Mennonites too, because I've lived around them. Nice people, but boy oh boy, here in Missouri, those fucking Amish down near Mountain Grove, fucking weird people. We ended up having to call the cops on one of the guys. He's developmentally disabled.
Amish people?
Amish dude, because he was up on top of the barn, and when the school bus would go by, he'd be waving at him.
Okay, that's creepy.
Waving at him.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. It's creepy.
It was fucking creepy.
Yeah. Now I don't want to hang around Amish people.
And I remember at Walmart one time, I said, "You're not Amish. You're a Mennonite. You've got Nikes on." They just chuckled. They thought that was funny.
I remember at one time at a Walmart, I offended. Excuse me, I can't talk. The Reds announcer, Marty Brennan.
Cincinnati Reds?
Yeah, the Reds announcer.
What did you do?
We were walking out, me and my dad, and my dad goes, "Holy crap, it's Marty Brennan!" And I go, "Who the fuck's Marty Brennan?" Because it didn't register at the time who it was. I was just thinking,
"Who the fuck is that?"
Some guy. And then I was like, "Oh crap, I know who that is."
That's good. That is good.
He was offended.
Way to go, Greg.
I know.
He probably went home and cried.
No, he. I think he's dead now. But
there was this.
Went home and cried.
There was this comedian that was on David Letterman one night, and he told this great Amish joke. And I mean, it wasn't even that. It was funny, but it wasn't like that funny. But it was a setup because he tells the joke, and some of the people laugh, and then he says, "Any Amish that heard that joke tonight? All I have to say is like, what are you doing watching television?" That was fucking funny. Yeah, this scene here, I love the whole collecting the book together.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept going, why can't you destroy those pages? But apparently they cannot be destroyed.
I mean, every good book like that deals with this type of stuff, they have to be special. They can't be destroyed. There'll be something about them.
And in this one, he tries to tear it and it comes together. But even though he tore it specifically to see if the Warlock was nearby.
Yeah. Thus studying the chance of a witch thieving it. He's fled. I figured it's got quiet. I might as well read the subtitles. Nobody's talking.
Sorry, it's storming really bad here. So my internet has just been like up, down, up, down, up, down.
Yeah, and your mic you're not as loud as you were earlier. I just assume that's because you had gummies.
I didn't have gummies, actually.
Well, I didn't know what to say. I got to tell you, one of the funniest nights I ever had was with a friend. Actually, it was during the day. We did a morning show, and he had lost his job. And what we didn't know before the show was he had just finished off a fifth of Jack Daniels. So he was fine when he started the show, but we got about halfway through the show, he was hammered. And I'm going to tell you, that show went downhill. Martin was there.
Show went downhill.
I was
just
really
like every show we do here.
Yeah. Well, I actually considered ending the show because I didn't want him being embarrassed by it. But he had a good time. He fell asleep eventually during the show, and we just muted him.
I'm not going to lie, I might fall asleep. I'm just not,
Well, we love you anyway, Nadia. Even if you're really relaxed right now. Being chill.
Very, very relaxed.
The paper. Oh, wait. What is this? I'll make your. What is it? I'll make your bread for you. Stay away from voodoos and Amishes. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Will you do that for me, Lady V? Because I like bread. I like.
No, she's
bread.
only talking to us stains.
Oh, John always.
Are we matchmaking before Valentine's Day in the chat?
Well, she's Lady V of Stains, so.
Yeah.
Oh, dang,
I think they're either brother and sister or they're fornicating.
Whoa.
Or both.
No judgment here.
Judge. Yeah.
The paper made from the chick that had the Warlock was instructions or something on the page. Yeah. Instructions on how to put your IKEA furniture together.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
What's this extra part for? I don't know.
Lady V says, "Bwahaha, oh my God." I like the live action flying parts. Now, don't get me wrong. I like the blue screen stuff too, but I loved the wire work in this. I thought they did a good job.
Yeah,
now, that is not what the hexes looked like when I was a kid.
Well,
I think that was done specifically for this.
Oh, ho, ho. Look who's bouncing back.
Still from a woman.
Gano Stains.
At least he's not hitting on me anymore. So that's all you guys is now. Staying the lady.
They ain't calling her out.
He's not hitting on me anymore.
Just so you know, the only person I hit on is my woman. I like to smack her around a little. No, I love
What?
women.
I'm not. We are not affiliated with Gerry from Pop Culture Minefield.
I'd like a refund on my memberships, please.
Refund of my membership. delete. It won't delete. This is a cool scene where he finally gets him. He throws that weather vane into his back.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool, the hammer idea with the nail that she was doing through his footprints.
Oh, when she's trying to find him, putting him in the foot like that. But then he tries to outwit her, and she's like, "Well, fuck you," and puts it into where his head hit. And it's like he got a nail. She's shoving a nail, hammering a nail into his skull. I fucking love that. It's great stuff about magic in here.
Yeah. It's just a good movie.
Yeah, tomorrow 1/8 of all babies will be conceived.
so they can tout that number. I'm waiting for a sale on the Reese's afterwards. So
oh yeah, my dad
50% off.
My dad's business used to be near a Fannie Mae, so he would always get me and my sisters like day after Valentine's Day candies, like the roses and stuff.
Yeah,
being a cool dad.
I remember we used to get a bunch of those candies as a kid.
But he always the day after. It's always the day after.
Yeah, the day after. You come home with those little hearts of like little mini heart candies and Reese's cups and stuff like that. Here you go.
Yeah, that was actually my favorite candy as a kid was Reese's.
Nice.
Chris usually does Lego flowers for me, so I don't know what he's doing this year. But usually he'll do some candy and some Lego flowers because I can't keep real flowers alive.
And by the way, you brought up Fannie Mae. Did you know there's no Fannie Mae in the UK? For the obvious reason, what Fannie means over there.
I feel you're trying to be smart with your joke.
It's not really a joke. I'm telling the truth.
I'm not giving you anything. I'm not giving an inch on this one.
You get nothing.
You get nothing. You get nothing for your bad joke.
Good
You're
day,
like
sir. You get nothing.
You're like Khan. Let him eat static.
I was just
no, but
of,
they really don't
Wilder
sell Fannie Mae in the UK, and they also don't call. I don't think they call them fanny packs over there because fanny over there means vagina. The dirty version of it.
I understand.
Yes.
Vagina has been brought up quite a few times on this stream.
Gary's got a fixation tonight.
By those that still might.
Well, I think it's funny how some words are filthy to the English that we look at like it's fanny. Like, how can that be dirty? Oh, it's filthy.
Yeah, but don't they call a cigarette a
Yes.
Yes. Exactly.
Fanny in the UK means what we call the PUSSY.
Everything you said tonight,
which
that's
leads
the
to
one thing you do is you just spell that.
Right.
Dude,
well, I didn't want to say it because I know I've gotten dirty a lot, but I will tell you that led to a funny moment as a paramedic when I turned in my report to the triage nurse at the ER with the patient who was complaining of abdominal pain and a pussy discharge, and you put those things in quotation marks, and you turn it in, and I just was like, in my mind, I'm like, something's going to come of this. I know it is. And this intern that was working ER that day came up to me with a clipboard. He goes, "Who wrote this?" And I said, "I did. I wrote it." He says, "Why did you put that word in there?" And I went, "You mean pussy?"
Gary,
the look on his face was so fucking great because he was like, "Wait, what?" And he looked at it again. He goes, "Oh. All right." And he walked away and he asked the triage nurse, "What does that say?" She says, "Pussy discharge." And I heard him say, "Am I the only person that read that wrong?" In the late 80s and 90s, because Julian Sands would have been great. I so agree with you.
Yeah.
Because Hammer kind of died for a while. And we got to see a little resurgence that started in 2004. and like Lady in Black. And what was the other one that he did? The Hammer Films did. It's about a couple that go to a village and they lost their kid, and so they have a chance to create a new one using black magic. It was really good. I like Hammer. Hammer Films are great.
Yeah. Do you have the timer, Nadia?
45 minutes.
You were close. We were pretty close.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
surprised.
Show's not over yet. So,
But we
due
both
to a
get to enjoy
variety of
it.
factors, there were several scenes cut from this movie. They were either reshot or altered in post-production. Several deleted scenes are glimpsed in the theatrical trailer, which often happens in films. Scenes that aren't going to be in the movie end up in the trailer. And I like it when they do that, because like my favorite when they did that was Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, where they're walking along the Riviera and this woman's standing near the water and Steve Martin pushes her into the water. That's not in the movie. It was cut from the film. And it's great that you get to see it at least in the trailer. But anyway, these include the original version of the death of the Channeler that was cut after poor reception in a special effects and test screening, leading to a reshot version of that scene. Another deleted scene shows the Warlock using a spell involving a chicken to track Redfern and Cassandra. A version of the scene remains in the novelization, but not in any version of the film.
Cool.
I totally spaced out on that one. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. And what is this?
It's a conversation on the movie Warlock.
No, I'm reading this. Copycat murder. I don't know what this is. In Larange, Saskatchewan in 1995, 14-year-old Sandy Charles told police that he had been contemplating suicide. Self-deletion. I almost read that. I almost read it. Self-deletion, but a, quote, a spirit, end quote, told him instead to kill someone else. On July 8th, Charles and an unnamed 8-year-old accomplice murdered 7-year-old Jonathan Timpson. In court,
why are we reading this?
This is connected to the film. The lawyers on Charles's behalf argued that he had become obsessed with the movie Warlock, and that the murder was based in part on occult concepts that are shown in the movie. The case it's about the flying. I'm just telling you. I don't need to read any further.
This is so depressing.
I know. Well, I thought we were saying
before Valentine's Day too. Some of us have Valentines, Gerry. Okay.
Yeah, you want me to be all depressed tomorrow night?
Well, I will give you the good news. The little kids were charged as adults and were hanged for what they did. No, they weren't. They weren't. I'm kidding.
Once again, FanZcene is no way affiliated with Gerry from Pop.
I know. I'm about to remove my tag underneath my name.
But the one kid that put the whole thing together, he was 14, like I said, when it happened. He was found not guilty by reason of insanity, because clearly he was insane. This is also a great scene. I love where he's just standing there watching all these people moving around him, not noticing him.
TikTok is back in the app shops now.
And there really is a feel of the Terminator with some of these scenes.
Yes, it is feel like a Terminator scene in this.
Yes.
Yes,
I agree. Yes, very much so.
What is that?
I don't know.
What was that?
It sounded like a bed in the background squeaking because he was happy.
It's the arm of my mic. I'm moving it.
Yeah, right.
Sure. Talk about Valentine's Day. Sure.
Sorry,
and we're quiet.
To get action off of Valentine's Day.
Excuse me.
Austin one's right. I'm starting to hurt my 1/8 early.
Well, this is interesting.
Oh, come on, Awesome.
That's a good one. That's a good one. How would you know?
Oh, that was. Oh, yeah, there it is. That's the vibrator alerting that it's fully charged, Nadia. So
Gary's like so behind.
Gary's
onto
like
your
3
game.
minutes behind us.
He's so behind. It reminds me from Scream. We got a 2-second delay.
Yeah.
I'm actually. There's no delay. I'm actually hearing you. So Hammer during the mid 2000s Resurrection had been involved in Let Me In. Yes, the remake, The Resident, The Quiet Ones, and The Lodge. I've seen all of those. I like them all, man. I'm a Hammer fan. I fucking love Hammer horror.
Yeah, the remake of Let Me In, I could let it go, but
it's okay, but it left some important stuff on the floor, and that's why I prefer the original.
Even
it's
the
Dutch,
original
isn't it?
has, yeah, even the original has left some stuff on the floor because it's based off a book, and the
that's
book
right.
is very dark, and
because a lot of people don't realize at the end of that film that she is actually a boy.
it's not even that in the book. She's like what 100-something plus, like she's an ancient vampire as a child, and her handler's an adult man for a reason. He chooses this, so there are topics in the book that are covered that aren't covered in either movie. It's pretty,
and probably for good reason, maybe.
Yeah, I would say so.
So anyway, so the scene where the witch flies out of the cargo compartment of the airplane took them several takes, and the actor couldn't easily open the cargo door on the B-707. So actually, airline employees were used in that scene in order to get the hatch open. So that's actually an airline employee doubling. Never knew that. That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yippee!
It's a me and Mario.
In the original concept, which I brought up earlier, Toei, in reality, the Warlock was the protagonist. He had been mistreated in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that's where this was going, but quickly changed.
So, just so you know, the fate of that unbaptized male child was intended to be filmed, but they ultimately decided this is too gruesome. We can't put this to film. What's done to him? So it's obvious what happened, but I think it's almost funny the way they did it.
Yeah.
Okay, so in 1990, the newly founded Trimark Pictures bought the distribution rights from the bankrupt New World Pictures and also purchased the rights for any potential sequels. So Trimark is who's responsible for all that. And from what you guys said, I'm probably going to watch it now, because if you guys thought it was good, I'll watch the Armageddon sequel.
I haven't seen the sequels. I want to see it.
I don't want you to get let down, because it's not as good as the first movie, but it's not a bad movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you and two people in the chat said something, so I'm going to watch it.
I mean, Gerry watched it. Goes, "Why? How dare you make me watch this movie?" Suck.
Look, I unfriended a guy and blocked him on Facebook because he messaged me and said, "You need to rewatch Ghost of Mars. It's so much better. It's been 20 some years, and I'm telling you, watch it again. It's so much better." And I went, "I don't know, dude. I really fucking hated that movie." And he goes, "No, dude, seriously." I said, "Okay, I'm going to take your advice, but boy, if this movie sucks, I'm just telling you, you better hope it doesn't suck." And I saw the movie, and it was fucking awful. And I messaged him. I said, "I'm blocking and deleting you. You're no longer allowed to suggest any movies to me." And I deleted and blocked him after I sent the message.
Well, I'm not saying that you're going to love it either way. I'm just saying if you watch it, I don't know, you may not like it, you may not. But as far as what I've seen,
if it's got Julian Sands in it,
he's in it. It's not bad.
It's got to be good. So,
but it's not. It's not as good as the first movie.
In fact, you know what? After the show tonight, I'm going to watch it tonight before I go to bed.
But if you feel the need to block and delete me,
I will. Look, you're not that lucky, motherfucker. You're stuck being friends with me.
Damn it! I told you he was a stalker.
I would like to pick the next movie, since we will be doing it around my birthday. So
$10 says
go.
it's a
That sounds like
90s
a plan.
film. It's a 90s movie.
give me a moment.
Which I have a theme for that. I do an intro just for you when we do a 90s film. Do you know what it's going to be, or are you thinking about it?
I'm thinking I will know by the end of this show because I'm looking up some movies.
All right, cool. Hammer recently announced a new creature feature called Ithaca, starring Luke Hemsworth, the mildly retarded Hemsworth brother.
Oh,
I like Luke. I'm just kidding. I think he's a good actor.
He is the Witcher as well now.
You can't block Greg. Y'all have a special relationship that thrives on your differences.
It's a stalker and a guy who's close to getting a restraining order type relationship.
So close. You know, I got a warning from a cop. So just saying, he still hasn't gone all the way.
You post one picture flexing and Gerry goes nuts. What can I say?
I am proud of you, by the way, what you've done. You know, as your friend, I'm telling you, I'm proud of what you've done.
I
It's
appreciate
great.
it. Thank you.
Because it wasn't like you were fat or anything. You just
I was
you were
fat.
doughy. You were doughy.
I was fat, man.
As an actual fat man, you were doughy.
I weighed almost 300 pounds.
You had a dad body. You had a dad bod. And the fact is, you turn that shit around. You know.
I know what movie. I know. I want to do Maximum Overdrive.
We've done this already on PCM, and you know what? That was brought up. Martin, who brought that up recently to do that film? Because somebody
I can't remember, but yes, I remember it happening, but I can't remember who.
Yeah, because we made a joke about the Green Goblin and stuff. That was like just within the last 2-3 weeks. Somebody said something about that, and I'm like, yeah, we got to do that film.
If we do, I'm all for it. I love that movie.
Yeah,
but I did make fun of it when I was watching it. I leaned over to my friend and said,
movie, but I love it.
It's almost like all you have to do is avoid machines like soda machines, things like that that'll kill you. Just don't go near them. What are they going to do? Chase you?
Stephen King so hopped up on coke, thinking he's an
that
awesome
dude was
director.
Doing coke.
It's an amazing movie. The fact that he even got it made, how coked out he was, is an accomplishment in and of itself.
And Emilio is really good in it.
Yes, he is, because he's very professional.
The only thing that I liked him in more than that film is Young Guns and Young Guns 2. Past that, I can hardly stand Emilio after that as an actor. Uh-oh. Nadia is typing again angrily.
Yeah. You show him, Nadia.
Exclamation point. This graveyard is, like I said, this is on the set, and that backdrop is very well painted. I mean, if you look at it long enough, you can tell. The best thing they could have done is if they had somehow used, what do you call it, where you the foreground is in focus, the backdrop is not. It's blurred slightly. I think that would have helped the backdrop to be out of focus.
Yeah.
But the set itself is really well done.
You got to love these low budget type movies from there because they did so much work. They made it look like it was millions and millions of dollars, even if it was only just like 1 million. So. Yeah, that's great.
And by the way,
great there, Greg. Yeah, you're welcome, Gerry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize you needed me to stroke your ego.
No, I got real quiet, so I was filling in the gap of lossless audio.
Okay. Working me like a puppet. Gotcha. I just looked this up though because of what we were talking about. That when Trimark bought it, they made enough money off of this thing to warrant the sequels. And that's why the sequels got made. Specifically Armageddon.
Yeah. Which is like, once again, it is a decent film. No, it's not as good as the first movie, but it is a good film. Decent film. The third one just blows.
Low budget. What's good about low budget is when you see every dime on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I hate hearing about actors getting this exorbitant fucking pay. And I'm like, use unknowns. Make horror with unknowns.
Yep.
By the way, I love Kevin Durant. I think he's a great actor. People don't even realize that he was the Blob in one of the X-Men films.
Yep. Wolverine Origins.
The one that introduced Wade Wilson.
Yes, Wolverine Origins.
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. Which is a terrible movie.
Oh,
but
yes.
It's still fun. It's got some fun scenes in it. I like that fight scene between Wolverine and his brother Sabretooth in the alleyway.
Yeah.
Have we completely stopped talking about this movie because we're at the end?
Yes, we have.
Bruce Payne is the actor that did the third film. Yeah. And I would probably never watch that. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of sequels. I felt like this ending is really just a perfect ending. I mean, clearly they have feelings for each other, and he shows it by the changing of his tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
To saying something to her personally.
I mean, it's an unrequited love. Sometimes they're not always happy endings.
Damn it. And you pay for one, you want it.
Should have known. Should have known better. Gerry goes there.
Well, stopping the Warlock from erasing the universe is a quite happy ending for me.
Oh, like, yeah.
Why would somebody want to undo creation? It's so weird. Like, what is your driving force for that?
He was happy. Yeah, because heaven and hell exist outside of the universe, and he was going to be basically number 2 in hell. That was what's promised to him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to see that as like a plot.
Yeah, I don't see a real motivation. It's like a kind of an asshole.
It's like it's one of those moments where you go, I don't get it. Why do you do that? And the answer is because the writer said he was going to do
it. As we know, the writer is always right.
And it's a good ending because he kills him, with her help.
Mm-hmm.
No, she kills him. She's the one who kills him.
What is keel?
Isn't that like that healthy food you eat? Keel?
Keel. That's kale.
Oh, it's kale.
Sorry. Chris stepped into the room, so sorry about that. I'm back.
See, I knew them noises were for a reason.
Little early Valentine love, yeah, baby.
Oh man, today I played hooky at work, and we went out and did some stuff and went to Revolving Sushi, and just like it was nice. It was nice not having to work for a day.
That story did not go the way I thought it was going to go.
Yeah, nah, right?
Sick. We went out, we did some stuff, and ate sushi.
Yep. That's
I mean, that's a good day if you like sushi and everything.
Sushi.
You guys know, at the end of this movie, Lori moves to a Midwest town where they're not allowed to dance in high school.
I wonder if Kevin Bacon's going to show up in that one.
Yeah. I'd like that foot loose with a side of bacon.
Hello, quiet, my old friend.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just watching what's happening on the screen right now with these characters as they.
Gerry's like, I'm into the movie right now. I think we're
doing here, and I completely forgot what I was doing.
We're doing a show on Warlock.
I know what we're doing.
Greetings, Sander Hammerslag. I see somebody mention Keely Chow, but I don't think Keely's here tonight.
I don't know. It's just like I think we're bleeding viewers in the chat.
We've doubled our viewership since we started the show. Yeah.
You sick bastards.
So we went from 1 to 2.
People love getting involved in listening to people talk about horror, and I'm really surprised that Richard Grant didn't
The horror
do
of
more
our
horror.
lives.
Horror.
Richard Grant seemed to gravitate to comedy.
Yeah.
Even when he was in the Doctor Who special, you know, which I did like that one that he did, Richard Grant.
He was in a Doctor Who special?
Yeah, he was in Capaldi.
It's like a rite of passage for British actors.
It was their Christmas special, and he was in it.
I
The
never
Snowman.
watched Peter Capaldi.
Martin, am I not correct? He was in the Snowman, right?
I stopped after
can't
Matt
remember.
Smith.
Me too.
I liked
Peter
it with
Capaldi,
Capaldi.
but the story was going downhill real bad, so I kind of just
Well,
stopped.
I don't blame them. I blame
And actually pronounced horror.
the guy that wrote it.
Horror.
You gotta
Well,
be
I got
careful.
to tell you, some of the best horror I ever saw was on Doctor Who.
Horror.
The Lighthouse is one of the scariest things I've ever seen. It's basically
The
Thing.
Blinking Angels.
it's the Thing in a lighthouse, and they're isolated. And I'm like, that was really good. You couldn't trust who was who. Also, yes, you're right. The Angels. Oh my God,
Yeah.
that episode. And what's his name? Tennant was hardly in it because he was actually shooting another episode at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Pops in and out. They've shot that separate from him.
Horror of Fang Rock.
This is cool the way they animated this,
Yeah, Horror Fang Rock. I remember that one.
where he shoves his hand into his mouth and you see the magic flowing into his mouth to choke him. Oh, it's great.
Choking on my
love
magic,
seeing-
mother.
On my magic. Choke hard. Anyway.
Don't everybody speak at once.
I know, right?
No.
I
Well, I was trying to think of a follow-up on that one.
Chatterbox tonight. Usually we rely on you, Gary. You're kind of like not holding your end of the bargain.
Gary's really into this movie. He's like really into it. So like he's started watching the movie.
I
after-
fucking love this movie. I really do.
I mean,
But I will tell you the joke. I fucking love this joke. Says calls a guy a punk, and he says, "You know what a punk is, right?" The guy goes, "I don't know what," and he goes, "The sound of my dick in the back of your throat."
What?
It's in a movie, and I fucking laughed so hard when he said it. It's like, oh my God, what a great fucking burn. I am the make. Yeah, I love this part where he gets all biblical and shit. And nobody, I got to tell you, I don't think this film would have worked if it hadn't had Julian Sands.
No, he was the right actor for the role.
do you ever suspect them ever coming back to it and remaking it?
Boy, who would they get to play that? He is such a smooth way of talking that it's going to be hard to get someone to do that.
Glenn Powell.
You think?
I really hope they don't.
Adam Driver, because he probably already has the wardrobe.
No, he's got to be British.
Well, you can always.
Robert Pattinson.
God no.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Nadia, what
Yeah, it would work. It'd work.
No,
already been
I didn't even
vampire.
buy him.
It
I
was
didn't
close enough.
And he
even
could
buy
be
him as
sparkly.
Batman.
Make him sparkly. That'll be great.
Yeah.
By the way, do you guys know who some of the actors were that were considered for the role of the Warlock?
Richard E.
You're about to
Grant.
tell us.
Ian McKellen, John Cleese, John fucking Cleese,
Really?
Sam Elliott,
Sam
Jeremy
Elliott.
Kemp,
I could see
Jeremy-
Sam Elliott.
Jeremy Kemp, Lance Henriksen, William fucking Hurt, James Caan, Willem Dafoe, Richard White.
Defoe would be
I
cool.
shit you not, these are all real names that were considered. Brian Cox, Rupert Everett,
Defoe
who
would be
I think
cool now.
Rupert Everett
Yeah.
back in the 80s and 90s could have pulled it off. I believe he could have. Fucking Stephen Fry. And lastly, Patrick fucking Stewart. Make it so.
Could you imagine him with big old like blonde wig, long hair, blonde wig,
Long fucking, yeah, really?
come out just like locks flowing in the air? Make it so.
Make it so.
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
It was that hairstyle that Grant has that was popular in the 80s. I forget the name of it. Mullet. He's got a fucking mullet.
Mullet.
I admit it. I accidentally, because the girl suggested a style. She goes, let me do this. And she gave me the style. It was mullet. And I fucking hated it so much that I had them cut like razor off the sides completely. So I had a military cut.
You know,
like,
Tom Hiddleston would have been pretty good if he hadn't done Loki. So yeah, he could have been a good one.
You are so right, dude. I think he could still pull it off.
He could still do it, but then you'd get too many like, oh, he's just doing Loki again. So
he's got that smarmy British accent.
Yeah. You got to have the I'm better than all of you people, and plus I'm British, so
like Carrie Elways in Men in Tights. He says,
Yes.
unlike some Robin Hoods, I have a proper English accent.
Yeah.
And you know what? There are people that don't realize he's actually British. They think he's an American actor, that he played British in that. I'm like, no, he's fucking British. He's from England.
If
he's got an English accent in most of his early films.
If you've not seen Kiss the Girls, don't spoil it, Gary. Don't spoil it.
Good movie.
Highly recommend Kiss the Girls. It's a good movie. Very good movie.
Absolutely agree with you. I
Wait
like
a minute.
that.
What kind of movie is this?
What was that?
Is this with Morgan Freeman?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Morgan Freeman.
This is what we're talking about with that title.
Morgan Freeman, Ashley Judd, Carrie Ells. It's an Alex Cross book. Well, based on Alex Cross book, but it's a great freaking movie.
Yeah, what was the one with the spider and down came a spider?
Yeah, Along Came a Spider is not
Along
good.
Came a Spider. The movie, no, but the book.
No, the movie is not good at all.
But you still watch it because it's got Morgan Freeman. It's like fried chicken or pizza. It's like, yeah, it's not the best chicken or pizza I've ever had, but it's still fried chicken and pizza. But this is, by the way, the same location where they did salt flats that they used in Independence Day.
Oh, really? That's cool.
It's not his fave lesbo porn. What the fuck are we talking about in the chat? What's going on over there?
Kiss the Girls.
Kiss the Girls.
And by the way, she still has her Corvair.
Yes.
And I do believe that's a 65.
And that's the end of the movie.
Love this fucking movie. There it is, Bonneville Salt Flats. I've been there. Man, that place is weird. And you got to wear sunglasses.
Yeah. I wear my sunglasses at night
because
so I can
I can see. A lot of
Gary.
people don't know what that song even about. They don't know what that song's about.
I know what it's about. It's about the nuclear, because they thought it was good at, he wears sunglasses at night because the nuclear explosions happened.
I love it when you explain things wrong. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'm close enough.
It's like me describing how poor Julian Sands died by because of his hobby of building IEDs.
You're not right.
No, I know I'm not right, dude. I've never been right. Boy and right.
That boy ain't right. I'll tell you, if I had a whip right now, mother.
Okay.
It's hard to believe he did all that manly shit with only one testicle. It's hard to believe.
I don't know what's going on. It's late.
So great comments that were starred by Martin is Ostains. Whoever produced this opener did great. Thank you. I like my intros to the shows. I really do. I like doing them.
That's what she
For
said.
a minute, I thought Gary was Guillermo del Toro. Dude, I fucking been called that. Back when I was younger, people would go, "You look like Kevin Smith." I'm like, I can't help that because back then I wasn't even fat. I was just big. But I wore long coats. And I had the wool kind, not like the thin long rider ones. These are wool black London fog coats. And then fucking Kevin Smith does his fucking movie and I can't wear them anymore. And it pissed me off because I love those things.
Silent Bob.
Exactly. So for a minute, I thought Gerry was Guillermo del Toro. Thanks, buddy. By the way, he just followed me on Twitter, so just to let you know, I did follow you back. Please, no porn, or at least make it good porn. If you got, hold on, that's okay. Another starred comment that Martin did. Slasher Fred. If you guys ever watched that modern Brady Bunch series, Step by Step, Brandon Call played the young boy who the Warlock murders. Oh, no shit.
Oh yeah, I've seen Step by Step.
So he didn't die. Okay. I think that was real. I just thought that was real. I thought for sure he actually cooked him down and drank it. No, I was in one big movie. I am in the movie Roller Coaster. And George Siegel and crew were at King's Dominion in Virginia. And my team, my football team, was there celebrating our victory for the season. And I've never found me in that movie, but we were there and somehow we're in that crowd.
Cool.
So, terrible movie though, but I did like it as a kid. I want to do Blind Fury. Is the same kid?
There you go.
Because I like that movie. I like Blind Fury. Rector Hauer, man. And I'm proud to have been friends with that man. He was really nice. He just shifted him into another reality. Yeah, because he doesn't really die at the end, does he? He's just sent away. Right?
Yeah.
Am I right with the read of that?
You are shifted to a different.
What are you talking about?
Oh, okay. All right. Then fuck you, Vinkman's girl.
I'm lost. I am completely lost. What happened?
I love Vinkman's girl. I'm just teasing. Let's see. Roller Coaster, the X-rated version. Yeah, where it goes into my butt. Good backdoor joke there if you jumped at it, Lady V. What are you, high?
Oh.
Jigiri.
Oh.
By the way,
it is true what they say. You may get older, but you still have that juvenile sense of humor from a kid.
Oh, I will never grow up, dude. It's like I told you, Josh Becker, the filmmaker, Bruce Campbell and all that shit. Josh said to me, he says, you know, my problem with your humor is it's juvenile. And I said, your face. I started laughing. And he just stared at me.
I love how Gerry cracks himself up.
I do. I make myself laugh with some of the shit that I say to people that they're like, did you just diss me? I don't get your diss. This is not really a diss. I'm just admitting to the fact you're right. I've got a juvenile sense of humor. Blind Fury is an underrated film. It's got fucking Sho Kosugi in it, man. And please, Greg, tell me you're a fan of Sho Kosugi's movies.
I'll be straight honest with you. I have not seen a lot of those type of movies.
Enter the Ninja is like one of the biggest ones.
I think I've seen Ninja. Ninja, yes.
Canon Films made all those fucking ninja films, and Sho Kosugi was awesome. He fought Jean-Claude Van Damme in one of the films too. Blind Fury is underrated. I watched it last with Black Rain's another great film with Michael Douglas. Yeah, that's good cinema right there.
For this panel, I think I'm just too young for this panel.
No, you're good. Because you got to bring those stuff. And speaking of that, we're at the end of the show. So what was your idea?
Maximum Overdrive.
Oh, that's right. You did. Martin, did you write that down so we don't forget?
Okay.
And it's an 80s movie.
Yes.
It really surprised me because I was expecting a 90s film.
I researched.
Because, like, what is that movie? Did it come out in the 80s or 90s? Rawhead Rex.
I believe that's 80s.
Yeah, I know Clive Barker was involved with that.
It's based off his story.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it. The mask.
I think he read the screenplay.
She Googled herself.
Yes, I did.
Oh my God. So
I don't Google myself. I don't want to hear what people say about me.
Yeah, don't ever Google Backdoor Gerry. Don't do it.
Believe me, I ain't. I'm good on that.
Now, one of you is gonna fucking go do it. You watch.
Maybe Martin, but I.
No, somebody.
No.
I'm talking about someone in the chat. Someone in the chat, like Awesome One or, what's his name? Oh my God. He's always a wrench. Fuck. D-Bud Martin. D-Bud Martin. He would go fucking do it. He would go do it and then clip the pictures to show us.
We should do, speaking of like 90s movies one night, we should do Clive Barker's Lord of Illusions one night.
Dude.
Love that movie.
The unrated version.
Oh yeah, I got that.
Favorite. I enjoyed the theatrical one, and then I saw
oh yeah, once you see the unrated
one, it's like, oh my God, I can never watch the other film again. This is so fucking good.
It is a great movie.
It's a neo-noir. What's that word for magic and shit? Used it earlier.
Magic.
No, for sorcery and shit. It's
sorcery.
It's suspense, thriller, sorcery, fucking apocalyptic horror.
It's a great movie.
Oh, I just saw, by the way, Escape from New York for the first time.
Great movie.
What'd you think?
Yeah, it's good. It was a little overrated, to be honest. People very much hyped it. It's good, but I was expecting something else. How is Escape from LA? Because that's the next one.
It's terrible. All Escape from LA is
it's worth a watch because it's so bad. It's almost so good. It's worth a watch.
Beat for beat, a remake of the first film. He even does right at the middle of the film. Grabs a chair and sits down just like he did right in front of that chock full of nuts.
I told my husband he needs to buy those pants, though.
His outfits were fucking cool looking. I used to have the action figure that they sold from Escape from LA because I really did like that costume with the guns and the long black leather coat. Shit, yeah, it was awesome. But I hated the movie.
It's funny. It's worth a watch because it's so bad. It's almost so good now.
No,
not like good movie. It's still a bad movie, but it's like fun to watch.
Outside of Kurt Russell, the best thing about that movie is this time we got a proper rock theme with drums, guitar, and everything instead of synthesizer. And I liked that. That was the best thing about that movie for me. I remember I was working for Octopus Magazine. It was the Central Illinois. It was the largest alternate news magazine in the state. And I was one of their critics. And Greg, my editor, my senior editor, begged me to rethink my review for the film because I ripped it apart. And I said, you don't understand. It killed me doing this because he's my favorite director of all time, John Carpenter. And I said, it was a money grab and it pissed me off. But I understand why he did it. But at the same time, I felt like it hurt a little bit as a nerd. It hurt me watching that film. And he goes, I don't understand why you can't enjoy that film. I said, because I know good filmmaking. And it pissed him off, but we're still friends to this day. Greg and I. Different Greg, not you, Greg.
Yeah, because we're not friends.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I also saw
you never respond to my message.
Bad Boys 2.
What, Nadia?
But I have not seen one. Yesterday, my husband and I watched Bad Boys 2. First time for me. I have not seen the first one. It's okay.
This is the first one, but she's seen the second one.
I liked all three of them.
I asked my husband, I was like, do I need to watch the first
four
one?
of them, Gerry.
Understand the second one? And he told me no. So.
Wait, when did the fourth one come out?
Like last year.
2 years ago?
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Technically, Nadia, you watched the worst of the Bad Boys movies.
It's
interesting.
Fun.
It's my husband's favorite.
Really? Most people don't. They don't really. I mean, they like part 2, but it's like considered the weakest of the bunch.
I felt the line
why I didn't watch the fourth
Ain't
one.
Got Nothing on Me is from Bad Boys, but he corrected me. It's from Training Day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yeah,
I have to still see that one.
Yeah, the reason I didn't watch the fourth one was because it was after the slap.
Yeah.
And I heard it was coming out, and I just said, nope, not going to watch it. Not going to give him my money. Fuck that guy. And I'm not talking about Will Smith. I'm talking about Chris Rock. I hate that guy. I'm kidding. I was talking about Will Smith. How dare that bitch let him hit him like that and not hit him back? I loved it when they interviewed a couple other people. I can't remember who one of the big dudes was. I think it was Mike Tyson. They said, "What would you have done if he slapped you?" He goes, "Oh, he never would have slapped me. It would have never happened."
What do you sound like, Cleveland from Family Guy?
Well, it's kind of like Mike Tyson in Cleveland to me. It's almost a similar voice. And by the way, that's my buddy Vic Armstrong that I grew up with because he has the same accent as Cleveland Brown. And he called me Gerry. He was, "Hey, Gerry.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
You should watch Trespass." Oh, wait, Trespass. Is that they're trapped in a building? Bill Paxton?
I feel I'm trapped in a building right now.
We'll get out of here before 2 hours. But if it's a film I'm thinking of, I like that film. Bill Paxton. Yeah. And they're trying to get a treasure out of a building and run into a fucking dangerous gang.
What about Judgment Night with Emilio? That's a good movie.
I don't remember that film. I don't think I've seen that one. I told you I'm not a fan of Emilio Estevez.
I think you dig that one.
And it's called
Judgment Night. It's got Emilio Estevez, Stephen Dorff, Dennis Leary.
Now, Dennis Leary I like. I don't like Dorff.
Dennis Leary's the bad guy. And Jeremy Piven and Cuba Gooding Jr.
Jeremy Piven cracks me up. I like him.
It's a fun movie.
All right, I'll go check it out.
It's about a group of friends who are going to go into the city to watch a boxing match, and they take the wrong turn off the expressway, and they witness a murder. And Dennis Leary's the bad guy, and he starts chasing them through the night to try to kill them so they don't snitch.
They're trying to find the right exit ramp. I'll tell you what, man. There's nothing more horrifying than to take the wrong exit ramp in St. Louis at night. That's what it feels like, that movie.
Yep.
So we're out of here, guys. Nadia came up with a movie for the next one, which will be Maximum Overdrive. And I like that film, man. I'm not a big fan of Stephen King, but I like that film. I need to rewatch that, then working on a single location script. That's good. Wait, the problem with that is don't do it because you're thinking of the budget. You should never write a script based off of what you think your budget's going to be. Do that later when you're editing. But sounds good, Hollofield. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Thank you, Nadia. Thank you, Greg. It's always fun to hang out with you two. It really is.
Thank you to everybody that came from my channel out in the chat and that was watching at home. Appreciate you guys.
And do you see it there, Nadia? So she's angrily typing again. She's angry at somebody.
Told you, she's in a Twitter fight.
You snot-nosed, goofy-looking mother.
Yeah, it's a flame war with Nadia. I want to thank Anima, John O'Staines for being here. Sauron Baggins. Joe, of course, our good buddy Joe's Atmosphere, who does Military Monday with us every Monday. Let's see, Steve Muzak. Team Almay Studios was here, by the way. The Vinkman's Girl was here. Awesome One, Real Popcorn Geek, and Rick Johnson. Lady V, which normally is Lady V Elements, but tonight she's Lady V O'Staines, letting her know that's my man. Okay. Jason Knight was here, my good buddy of mine. FKC 2005, also known to us as Tim. Eastland Burkholder. I can count a potato. Let's see. Eastland Burkholder was here. Christopher Brady and Slasher Fred. I love when Slasher Fred pops in. He is a big horror fan. As is Jason Knight. Hollofield. Penny was here for a little bit. She had to say goodnight to us. And of course, the always awesome Sander Hammerschlag and Sandy McNair. And hey, how's that McNair? Oh, it's a little Sandy.
Oh my goodness.
I'm funny.
I'm funny. I say funny things. Anyway, We need more cocaine-inspired movies. You know what?
Yes.
I fucking love Cocaine Bear, by the way. Cocaine Bear was a fun movie.
Yes, it is.
I could not believe how much I enjoyed that fucking movie. Because I wanted to hate it because, I used to like the director. And then she pissed me off with some of the bullshit feminist crap she did. But then she makes that fucking movie. And I'm like, oh my God, I forgive you. But then she opens up and says some other stupid feminist crap. And I'm like, okay, love-hate relationship. I get it. So that's it, guys. Nadia, where can people find you?
I have a YouTube channel, Horror with Nads. Just interviewed the director of the George Romero's Resident Evil documentary over on my channel on Tuesday.
I'm going to watch that tonight too. I'm going to go check that out.
Yep, it was really cool. About 3 hours, and then tomorrow I might do some gaming, just depend on things. But Saturday you can find me recapping the X-Files as I do a first-time watch.
I am trying to get Anima to watch it with me because I'm telling her you're going to like the show. She goes, I don't like the horror, and I'm like,
it's not a lot of horror.
Good.
There's some horror, but
it's sci-fi and there's romance and come on. And it has one of my favorite lines ever is when he's dealing with that guy that can go through vents and shit, stretch his body. When they find his nest and he touches it and it's got all that bile on it. And he's got it on his hands and he looks at her and he says, I'm trying to figure out a way of getting this off my hands without losing my cool. I love that line.
Great show.
So, yeah, please, folks, if you're not following Nadia, you need to. She's got a great channel. Greg's got an okay channel. It's called FanZcene.
Yeah, I got like maybe 10 subscribers, I think.
What are you doing right now, and where can people find you, Greg?
I'm talking Warlock on Pop Culture Minefield right now. I think we just finished. No, I had just I talk physical media. I just dropped a video today. Check that out if you do it. Subscribe, do all that good stuff. I actually did. I wanted to tell Nadia that I did just watch Werewolves. I just bought that. It's a great movie.
Was it any good? Because I have it.
Fun.
And I haven't.
It is fun. It is a fun movie.
Fun.
It's
it knows what it is, and it doesn't shy away from it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The werewolves are great. It's like werewolf. A cheesy action creature feature B movie. That's what it is.
I'm assuming because the budget was really low. Do they show the transformation?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did you?
It's one of my recorded videos. Yeah, I got to interview Steven Simula for like about 10 minutes.
Did they do a transformation?
The werewolves are all practical, but the transformation is CGI.
Yeah, it's he told me it's mixed with both. Yeah,
it's a mix.
Did it look good?
I mean, it's not like you're not getting a Howling or an American Werewolf from London, but it's not really about the transformation. Really, it's just about the werewolves. So the werewolves look amazing as practical
everybody that is exposed to the moon becomes a werewolf.
Everybody.
Right?
If it touches your skin, it don't matter who you are, you're becoming a werewolf.
I highly recommend it. It's fun. It's like The Purge meets werewolves.
It's
you have Frank Grillo.
It reminded me of it like an old school creature feature. It really did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So, okay, another film for me to add because I do already own it, and I have not watched it yet because I'm like, I love the dude that's in it, Grillo. I'm fucking love that guy.
Frank Grillo's great.
So do I.
Oh,
I'm just trying to get those abs. That's what I'm working on.
Me three. So, but that's it, guys. We're gonna get out of here. I hope everybody has a great rest of the week. We will be doing for Valentine's Day tomorrow. We're going to do Say Anything, one of my favorite John Cusack films. And I don't care what he has said. I'm not going to let his stupidity ruin those movies for me.
Hey, you guys remember when Gerry said we'll get out here before 2 hours?
No, he's like an Arab goodbye, man. It takes a couple of times.
Right, but then you guys say interesting stuff.
That's because we're interesting people.
It's your fault that you're interesting.
Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. I hope you enjoyed our rambling. Come back next month. Celebrate my birthday. Maximum Overdrive.
Big old happy birthday. All right, guys, we're out of here. Bye.
The big old 21.
I wish.
Okay, why is it not doing the outro? Martin?
What?
the outro and it's not doing anything.
We are experiencing.
Let Martin
Okay.
outro.
Okay. I got it. Bye, everyone.
This is where it is. This is where we go. This is the place for scares. It's our little horror show. Not just any night. It's Eddie's Fright here on Culture Minefield. This is where we go. This is the place for scares. It's our little horror show. Not just any night, it's 80s Fright. Here on Pop Culture Minefield.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Thank you.
Mm.